So let's take you through Freeman, Saylor, Asher Phillip of Great Britain and Calvert of Jamaica completing the lineup. Blessing Okubare, of course, already with a silver medal in her pocket, the Nigerian, from the long jump last night. And with a best of 10.79, she is the world number 2. She goes in lane 4, should qualify from this fairly comfortably. She's a big, powerful character. Michelle Lee Ayi of Trinidad, 5th in her heat, that's all last night. It was rather soft qualifying, I have to say, for these semi-finals. 24 going through, 11.37 her time. She made the semi-finals 2 years ago and will have to run out of her skin to progress again this time. Well, there's Yapov, only 5th in her heat herself. 11.41 the Ukrainian. That was a little disappointing, close, having run under 11 seconds this year. So the fastest time in the world this year by Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. She goes in the 3rd semi-final. There is Okubare. Busy couple of days she's having, that's for sure. But 10.79 sets her in a different class to most of this field, quite frankly. Octavius Freeman, the only other athlete here. The American in lane 6. Okubare, remember, in 4. Freeman, the only other athlete to have gone under 11 seconds ever. Lot of noise in the arena. Let's hope that quietens down as they settle into their blocks. That lineup once more in heat 1, the first semi-final for the ladies in the 100. Ayi in 1, Pove in 2, Okubare in a 4 rather, Kazuki in 5, Freeman 6, Saylor 7, Phillip 8, Calvert in 9. Well, I thought there was a bit of twitching in the blocks. Poe very quick out of her blocks there to the right of picture in lane 3 for Ukraine, as you would expect. Here comes Freeman, though. Freeman leading at the moment. Okubare looking relaxed there, and Saylor running really well too. Takes 3rd place, albeit about a metre down, and it is only the first 2 who go through by right. But that winning time, 11.08, not too bad at all. Into a very slight headwind. Let's see what Saylor's time is. Certainly she looked disappointed as she crossed the line and realised that she's going to have to sit out these next 2 heats now, maybe only one of them. Only 2 fastest losers' times will count. Blessing Okubare 11.08 from Octavius Freeman 11.08, and there's a real confidence to the body language of Blessing Okubare. I think there's a lot more to come from her. Pove started quickly there in blue on the far side, but she was run down by most of the field eventually. And yeah, Okubare winning it, but leaning back at the line. She wasn't really bothered. As long as she got a place in the first 2, she'll get one of the centre lanes. Freeman dwarfed by the big Nigerian, isn't she?
Well, that was great running, wasn't it, from those 3? And actually, there was quite a gap, wasn't there, between the first 3 and the athlete in 4th position, Calvert. And as you say, Verena Saylor is going to have to wait and see if 11.16 is good enough. Let's make a note of that.
And let's not forget that in Daegu 2 years ago, La Villenie was very strong favourite, but ended up in 3rd place. That was one of the big surprises out in Korea. There's that nonchalance of Okubare there, easing across the line with a torso leaning backwards, but she did win 11.08 from Octavius Freeman. Saylor might well go through with that 11.16, and she'll be chewing her nails for a bit, but the American definitely through, and here is Octavius Freeman. Earning their trade on the hoof, so to speak.
So next up, the 2nd semi-final of the 100 metres for women, and quality oozing through there. You can see in lane 6, Muriel Ahure from Ivory Coast, double Olympic finalist last year in London. Carmelita Jeter, of course, the defending champion. She goes in lane 7, and she left London last year with gold, silver and bronze medals across various events. Only 2 go through, as we've seen from the first semi-final. It is brutal. Only 8 places, of course, available for the final. And when you have 3 semi-finals, that does mean that only 2 guaranteed to go through by right. There is 91, Carmelita Jeter, and all the word is, the feeling is, that her title is under severe pressure. She hasn't always convinced, had a bit of a quad problem in London. So the lineup in full: Pogrebniak, Sanchez, English Gardner in 4, Silva, Muriel Ahure in 6, Carmelita Jetta in 7, Brooks and Okbarebo in lane 9. The second semi-final of 3. 2 places guaranteed for the final, and 2 more across the semi-finals to the fastest losers. Remember, Verena Seiler 11.16 in 3rd place from the first of those semi-finals. Carmelita Jetta, the defending champion, will come under some pressure here, certainly from Ahure just to her left, and definitely from English Gardner in lane 4. Away first time, and English Gardner got a good start. Ahure is also flying. Ahure and Gardner taking it out. What has Jetta got left? Jetta coming back all the time. Jetta coming back. Jetta's going to get there. Is she on the line? Once again, it was close with Ahure. Ahure, 10.95, much quicker than the first semi-final. Jetta, another poor start. A little bit like Iris Merritt in the hurdles, about half an hour ago. We thought Jetta would be under pressure. She was under pressure. English Gardner got a flyer. And in the end, well, Ahure and Jetta on the line. Well, that was dicing with death, wasn't it, Tim, from Carmelita Jetta's point of view?
Well, what a fascinating race from the reigning champion. Took a long, long time to come back to them, didn't she? She gets past English Gardner. Ahure, what a run from the French. That's got to be close to a personal best for Ahure. 10.95. Jetta is given it ahead of the athlete from the Ivory Coast. 10.95 for her as well. And I rather suspect that English Gardner will get the fastest loser spot after that one. Pubka. Well, over to this third semi-final at the far end of the track. Soumaré of France goes in lane 2. Pinto Lafamacando of Germany in 3. There's Yvette Lalova. 11.18 in the heat to English Gardner's 10.94, the Bulgarian. In lane 5, Karen Stewart shared the Olympic silver medal back in 2008 and took silver in 2009 at the World Championships, the Jamaican. Alexandria Anderson of the USA goes in lane 6. Second, Karen Stewart in the heat. The Jamaican was a winner. Her time 11.13 Anderson. She has run 10.91. And there is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. She has to be favourite. She's the fastest in the world this year with 10.77. That was in London. She's twice Olympic champion. Second in the Olympics last year over 200 metres. Gloria Osumnu of Nigeria. Well, already her teammate Blessing Okugbare has made it through from the first semi. African champion over 200 metres last year. Look for her to come through strongly as well in the second half of this one. And the lineup completed by Shanika Ferguson of the Bahamas. She'll be in lane 9. Third in her heat in 11.33. World junior champion back in 2008 at 200 metres, but that has stronger discipline. She's not come near 11 seconds at 100 this year. But Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, fabulously powerful starter, and can break 11 seconds, looking more relaxed than virtually anybody in this current era of female sprinters. We know 4 of the finalists. We know that Okugbare and Freeman have gone through from the first semi-final, and we know that Jetta and Ahure have gone through from the second semi-final. Soumaré in 2, Lafamacando in 3, Lalova in 4, Karen Stewart in 5, Anderson 6, Fraser-Pryce 7, Osumnu 8, Ferguson in lane 9. Away well there, Fraser-Pryce third to left, and Schultz ready in the lead and building up a good lead here, and coming through is her teammate Karen Stewart there in the centre. Fraser-Pryce from Karen Stewart, and between them Anderson, and that winning time 10.87. The wind speed into their faces almost non-existent, and boy oh boy didn't she look relaxed. Would you put any money on anybody other than her to take the gold? Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is a formidable competitor when it comes to major championships. She ran a very easy 11.15 in her heat, and that one, frankly, 10.87, looked pretty easy as well. Goodness me. Good running from her teammate Karen Stewart, 10.97 for second place there. And the Jamaicans are absolutely flying, aren't they? They really are. Both men's and women's squads with really good chances of goals in the sprint relays.
Well, this was vintage Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, wasn't it? And a class of her own. Very good run there, I thought, from Karen Stewart. And well, that by some distance the fastest of the 3 semi-finals. So it does rather leave Verena Zeiler sweating. She may not have done enough. In fact, I think we can confirm she hasn't, because Lalova in 4th place in that semi-final is quicker than Zeiler. So the German will not qualify for the final. It looks to me like it's Anderson and Gardner, English Gardner and Alexandria Anderson. So it's really going to be, as predicted, Jamaica versus the USA.
Yeah, 3 Americans going through to that 100 metres final. Of course, that is last year at the Games in London. Fraser-Pryce winning that one pretty easily and easing off well before the tape, twinning 10.87.
Well, that is going to be one tasty final coming up. It's the concluding event on day 3 here in Moscow later. Their confirmation of the 3 qualifiers.
Yes, Fraser-Pryce 10.87 ahead of Karen Stewart's 10.97. And there's the